It is Thursday, September 17th. I'm Sam Cedar.
And I'm Lucy Steiner. Which one of these stories will you be talking about today?
More details emerged about the forced hysterectomies at a prison for immigrants in Georgia. At least 17 women may have been subjected to the procedures by one doctor, though the full scope is yet to be revealed. Meanwhile, low-income students are giving up on college as a result of the pandemic. Experts fear a new lost generation in higher education. And lastly, there were some big wins for progressive candidates in Delaware this week. A social worker won an upset victory over a 40-year incumbent in the state Senate.
You're listening to Majority.fm's AM Quickie, and these are the stories you need to know.
New information emerged yesterday regarding the unsettling account of forced hysterectomies at a for-profit immigration detention center in Ocilla, Georgia. Washington State Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal released a statement after meeting attorneys for the women who were subjected to the sterilization procedure. Jayapal said, quote, "It has become clear that the initial reports are likely part of a horrific pattern of conduct. There may be, at minimum, 17 women who were subjected to unnecessary procedures from just one doctor, often without appropriate consent or knowledge, and with the clear intention of sterilization," end quote. Jayapal added that it's possible there were similar cases for individuals who are already deported. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also demanded an investigation yesterday, calling upon the Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General to inquire into what she called, quote, "a staggering abuse of human rights," end quote. More than 160 Democrats signed a letter demanding that the IG investigation begin immediately. In the meantime, other details about what has been happening at the Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility emerged from Jayapal's preliminary congressional investigation, which she pledged to continue. As Jayapal said, one woman who was nearly deported consulted the doctor simply about her menstrual cycle. She was put under for what she was told would be a simple procedure, only to wake up and find that the doctor had removed part of her reproductive organs without her knowledge or consent. Another woman, already deported, apparently went in to see the doctor for a simple condition related to diabetes and ended up having a gynecological surgery. Two additional women apparently were shackled to the bed, reported to have had surgical procedures, including a hysterectomy. The new details add substance to the whistleblower account we told you about yesterday. All information has so far come through attorneys for the women who have been victimized, but the public hasn't yet heard from those women directly, nor have we seen any documents or other evidence about the nature and scope of the procedures. It'll take time to get all the answers, but we haven't heard the last on this story, and that's for sure. Across the country, low-income students are dropping out of college. Others are making the decision not to enroll at all. This according to the Washington Post. Some 100,000 fewer high school seniors completed financial aid applications this year. What's more, an August survey by the U.S. Census found that students from families with annual incomes under $75,000 are nearly twice as likely to cancel all their plans to take classes this fall compared to students from families with incomes over $100,000. And tuition deposits are down 8.4% among families making less than $60,000 a year. Enrollment trends so far show especially steep drops among black students and rural white students. While some students are adapting to the situation by applying to lower-cost colleges, enrollment at community colleges seems to be hard hit. The drop in enrollment is unique to the pandemic, the Post says. During the 2008 Great Recession, college enrollment grew, as is typical during economic downturns. Bill DeBon, data director for the National College Attainment Network, said the ultimate fear is that this could be a lost generation of low-income students. A number of students told the Post they couldn't justify the expense of full tuition in order to take online classes without the benefits of college attendance, such as access to a library and other facilities.
Majority.fm's AM Quickie is fueled by JustCoffee.coop. Just Coffee is a worker-owned coffee roaster based in Madison, Wisconsin that has sponsored the Majority Report for nearly a decade. Check out their collection of fair trade roasts, including our own Majority Report blend. And regardless of what you order, receive 10% off your order when you use the code MAJORITY at checkout. And all shipping is free. That's coupon code MAJORITY at JustCoffee.coop.
The political primary season is over, and there are some stunning results this week in Delaware's state primary, which concluded on Tuesday. In the 13th District, social worker Marie Pickney, a political newcomer running on a progressive platform, defeated the powerful and long-serving Senate President pro tem David McBridge. According to the Associated Press, McBridge joined the Delaware Senate in 1980, hadn't faced a primary challenger since 1986. Pinkney advances to face Republican Alexander Homich in the general election. Pinkney was one of 4 Delaware candidates endorsed by the Working Families Party to win seats this week. The others were Larry Lambert in the House District 7, Eric Morrison in House District 27, Medina Wilson Anton in House District 26, and Sean A. Darby for Wilmington City Council District 2. All minus Morrison are people of color. There was another result worth mentioning. Laura Witzke, another QAnon kook, won the U.S. Senate Republican primary and will challenge incumbent Democrat Chris Coons in November. According to the Daily Beast, Witzke has endorsed the idea of Trump becoming a lifelong king of the United States, said she believes that the earth is flat. Fortunately, at least to some extent, Coons is favored. I'm not a big fan of Chris Coons.
And now for some quicker quickies.
Quicker Quickie.
Hurricane Sally, a storm that meteorologists said seemed to come out of nowhere, slammed Florida and Alabama yesterday. It was downgraded to a tropical storm after making landfall, but it still brought massive and destructive flooding. Georgia and South Carolina are in line to be hit by the center of the storm today. Batten your hatches, folks. Attorney General Bill Barr last week suggested to federal prosecutors that they might charge some protesters with sedition, that is, the crime of conspiring to overthrow the U.S. government. The Wall Street Journal first reported the news yesterday, as well as the fact that some federal prosecutors were taken aback by Barr's suggestion, as well they should be. Michael Caputo, the Health and Human Services spokesperson who posted an unhinged Facebook Live rant about left-wing insurrectionists in his department and called upon Trump supporters to stock up on ammo, will be taking a leave of absence. This, according to the New York Times, Centers for Disease Control Director Robert Redfield told the Senate panel yesterday that he was deeply saddened by Caputo's comments, said his remarks about the government scientists committing sedition were false and offensive, to say the least. Decolonization news. The country of Barbados announced it would remove England's Queen Elizabeth II as its head of state. The move toward full sovereignty will take effect next November when Barbados celebrates 55 years of independence. Per CBS News, both Buckingham Palace and the British Foreign Office said the matter is up to Barbados, which, historically speaking, is a big step forward for the Brits.
Quicker Quickie.
That's all for the AM Quickie. Join us this afternoon live at noon for the Majority Report and then later as a podcast.